What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Oversteer and Underdogs. My name's Rob. That's Dean over there. And we had a pretty wild weekend across two different platforms. We had Formula One in Brazil, and we had WEC finishing up the finale in Bahrain. And honestly, we're just going to dive right into the F1 race. And I told my buddy Jeff the other day, I am starting to become more and more of a believer that Max Verstappen is just insane. He's a man on a mission right now. And this weekend, starting from an awful sprint, or not an awful, just a mediocre sprint race to out in Q1 for qualifying, starting from pit lane after fixing up the car to what did he do, Dean?
He dragged that lump all the way up to third place. And honestly, for a second, I thought he was going to win the race.
Seriously.
It's good. You know it's good when his engineer comes over the radio and he goes, I can't believe I'm going to say this, but you're in the lead right now, Max. That's crazy. Yeah. The guy's been with him forever. That's amazing. That's amazing.
No, literally. No, he's like, fantastic. I don't think I was going to say this when you were in the pit lane earlier, but you're in first. He said, not bad.
Like, yeah. Car could be faster. Who else gives us these moments, though? Who else can give us these moments? There's nobody out there right now.
I mean, we haven't had these moments since probably the mid 2010s with you know who.
Yeah. Prime Hamilton, who's still there, but not really. It is what it is. But hey, Max really gave us that feel good. It was funny. I saw this really interesting statistic. He's finished on the podium from every starting position now, including the pit lane, except for 19th place. So I feel like he's just gonna do it on purpose at this point. But I mean, it was also the first time he's ever been out of a Q1 session solely based on pace.
Yeah.
Which is just another incredible statistic for him. I imagine after Yas beat the crap out of him and left him at a gas station, it's a little bit of motivation to not do that again.
And honestly, he even said it too. Yes, his pace was good. His racecraft was great. They did a complete overhaul on that car. He wasn't complaining or bitching once.
Yeah.
The whole race.
Yeah,
he wasn't saying anything bad.
Yeah. So really, an interesting thing about the rules, we're limited to the amount of engines we can have, right? For a season. There's a loophole there where you can replace all the components in your engine and it comes at a penalty. But when you're already 16th place and you're Max friggin' Verstappen, why not? You know what? Let's strap a rocket to the back and see how far he can go. And I feel like that's what they did. They redid that entire car. He complained about the new floor, complained about everything. They said, you know what? Brand new engine. We see this loophole. Let's use it. And they gave him the best chance. He took advantage of it the whole way. It was amazing.
Yeah. It was just so cool to see it. I remember I was even texting you throughout the day. I remember it was 12:39 and I text you and I'm like, yo, he's just moving up the field right now. He just went up 2 more places. I texted you again at 12:33, not even 5 minutes later. And this man's already 5 spots up, not even 5 full laps. Yeah. He's already 5 more spots up. And it's just insane.
It's crazy because he starts the race in last place, gets a flat tire, goes back to last place, and redoes it all again within 2 laps. It's literally like the world just said, we're going to put you on hard mode and good luck. And he said, challenge accepted. And I honestly, I thought he was going to take Kimi at the end there. I didn't think they were going to be able to stop him. I thought I can hear the Michael Myers or the Jaws music in the background of Lando's headset there. He's coming. Just like last year all over again. The whole time I rewatched that race. And if you haven't, you should, because it's fantastic. Never gets old. And the whole time Lando's asking, where's Max? Where's Max? And his engineer keeps telling him, don't worry about Max, just drive your race. The engineer comes on the radio and says, Max is 5 seconds behind you. And I can hear the internal argument of Lando just, I freaking told you he was going to be here.
And honestly, so my thing
You
too
just can't escape the guy.
No, my thing with yesterday's race though is like, what if he doesn't get that puncture? What if he rides those hards out for as long as they can and he's doing what he's doing and he's past Kimi for sure.
Yeah.
He's past Kimi for sure.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Even when they brought him in the last time to get off the softs or get off the softs he had on, I thought they were going to leave him out there and make everybody try to pass a suicidal Max Verstappen. And nobody would have been able to do it.
No.
I thought they were going to leave him out there, and I was really excited to watch it. When they brought him in, I was a little disappointed. I was like, oh, man, I kind of wanted to see him and Lando fight.
I think everyone was disappointed. Even the announcers were disappointed. Clearly. Even the announcers were disappointed. You could hear it. They're like, oh, come on.
I mean, it was, at the end of the day, it was the right call. Like, I mean, I don't see him finishing any higher if they leave him out there on softs, probably. But, man. That was impressive.
I mean, there were a couple people out there that were on the softs, and I think it was it Ocon that was out. I mean, we can't talk too much about him; he did awful. But Ocon was out on like 38 lap old softs or something absolutely outrageous.
Yeah, it was. You know, this track is always really strange. I don't know why, but all of the lower teams tend to kind of show up here. Like we had Alpine showing up in Q3. Who are you and why are you here? Aston Martin, you know, Fernando Alonso sets the fastest time in Q2. You're like, what? Excuse me?
Where are we?
Why? Where'd you come from? It's just, you had the racing, both racing bulls qualified higher than the two Red Bull cars, which I mean with Yuki isn't so unusual, but felt like I was in like an upside down world. It was just strange. It was awesome, though. I love it. Yeah. I love seeing cars start out of order. That's what gives us these great races.
No, it was great. And like for some, it was great for some. And it wasn't great for some others.
Yeah.
First on our list for losers of the weekend is our fucking favorite and parental advisory, because this is just going to piss me off. Ferrari. Like what the fuck?
Just
dude?
The worst.
Like you first off, I mean, you get Charles who rallies that donkey across into start on the front, and he's doing well, and he gets absolute mollywopped out of nowhere. He's out on a Sunday cruise, minding his own damn business.
He was doing great.
He was doing great, and then Kimi Talabantinelli decides to straight mollywop him because he decides to cut Oscar off, and that's the end of his race.
Yeah,
Lewis can't get out of Q2 and get out of his own way, and then he smashes into Alpine.
You know, honestly, like if you take out bad luck, the weekend itself would have been fine. It was bad luck. A lot of that came down to, which led to so much frustration. Like Lewis makes a mistake in a situation where he never makes a mistake. You know, it's going to happen. It's bound to happen. We're going 200 miles an hour in bombs. Bound to happen. But it was just disheartening. You could feel the disappointment through the radio. But, man, it was so hard to watch. And you know what? Just like you, it's actually not even the race that pissed us off. That's not even the race that pissed us off.
One thing real quick before we jump to that.
Our good friend over there.
Before we jump to that, I just want to say one thing. Who was it? Was it Franco or was it Gasly that he smashed that he hit on the straightaway?
Honestly, I think it was Franco, but I'm not positive.
I think it was Franco. How weird was that though? That Lewis had that how Lewis had that much more pace going into the straightaway. Make that make sense. How did that happen for him to end up making that bad move?
I know it.
It was almost like Franco stopped.
I know. I think Lewis just had such a run in that Alpine, such a pile of shit. It worked out, or it didn't work out, I suppose. But
it didn't work out.
Yeah, I felt bad. I mean, he doesn't. Not 9 out of 10 times he doesn't make that mistake. It sucks. At that point, you're like, yeah, that was straight up the driver's fault. Like that.
Yeah, and
Shit
then
happened. It's this rare
the
mistake
front,
he makes like
yeah,
once a year.
and then the front wing that gets caught underneath, it tears the bottom out, and then you and I, right when that happened, we texted each other the exact same thing. You said he's not making it. I said he's retiring. I think the timestamps were the exact same moment, and we knew it. It was what, like 5 laps later.
He was just wasting fuel and rubber. Like there was no point to keep him up.
No. But like you were going to kind of start talking about what we were really mad about, Dean.
Yeah. Mr. Elkann over there, John Elkann, you've been CEO since 2018 and you have 0 Formula 1 titles to show for it. You stupid bastard.
Fucking putz. Like literally, you're
so
sitting
for everybody who hasn't, it's just, we don't usually talk about this section of Formula 1. We usually stick to the actual race and consequences that come from it and stuff that we never get to actually see. But this is something we actually got to see play out live because they're both talking to press. So Lewis Hamilton's talking about his disappointment in this season, which he should be disappointed. He comes to a team, it's a childhood dream. Ferrari. When you think Formula 1, you think Ferrari. If you haven't watched Formula 1, you know who Ferrari is. And you know that they're very good in Formula 1 historically. The car company was made to facilitate the racing program, which was Formula 1. They've sucked for the last like 3 decades. And it's disheartening. But you grow up and you're like, this is the epitome of Formula 1. This is Formula 1. This is Ferrari's the one. I'm here to do this. And that was how Lewis came in. He was fulfilling a childhood dream. And he says, it's been kind of a nightmare. Like this was a dream that's turned into a nightmare.
Who wouldn't say that after this
Mr.
first season?
Yeah. And Lewis is a guy that wears his heart on his sleeve, and we all know that. If anybody's watched his career, you can go back, you can find probably 50 highlights of Lewis saying things he maybe shouldn't. This wasn't one of the things he maybe shouldn't. This is just something he said. But it's like, it's let's see. I'm going to find the exact quote so I don't frig it up. But either way, he says how it's been kind of a nightmare. We then have John Elkann, who takes great offense to this because he's Ferrari, and you can't say bad stuff about Ferrari. And he says, we need our drivers to focus more on driving and talk less. And then he praises the WEC team, which did fantastic. They've had a great season. But then tells us that, okay, the mechanics have been amazing, which they have. The mechanics have been great. The pit stops have been wonderful. They've done a good job. But then he compliments the engineers, who, I'm sorry, but approved what'd they say, 95% new car that sucked. We went from second place in the constructors to a fucking shit box. And now you're telling me the engineers did a great job making this thing that doesn't drive very good. Wow, we're only in second place because we have Kimi Talabanzanelli taking people out, and he couldn't finish a race for the first half of the season. You're putting the blame solely on the drivers. For what? He says, the engineers are doing great. Everything's been great. Not specifically saying just the drivers, but he also doesn't say it's not the drivers. It's a very PR way of saying our drivers need to shut up, get in line, and drive. Which I'm just not a fan of. I'm not a fan of that. Not a fan of that.
And honestly, like you even said, y'all have been ass for 20 to 30 years. The man that you just brought in has more titles than your whole fucking organization. And you have one of the top 3, in our opinion, I believe I can say that for both of us, current era drivers in Charles Leclerc. And you're saying that it's their fault?
Lap for lap, one of the fastest guys ever.
Like, dude.
I can read you
that blind?
The exact statement. It's ridiculous. Brazil was a big disappointment. Looking at the Formula 1 championship, we can say that we have our mechanics who are basically winning the championship with their performance. I'm sorry, but when's the last time a pit stop won somebody, all these races that you haven't won this year?
Does he watch the races?
No.
He's too busy giving interviews at the Olympics.
Yeah. So he says they're basically winning the championship. Our engineers have undoubtedly improved the car. Yes, they've improved it from a tractor to a newer tractor. But when it comes to the rest, it's simply not up to par. And surely we have drivers who need to focus on their driving and talking less. We still have important races ahead of us, and it is not impossible to achieve second place in the constructors. This is the most important message because Bahrain itself has demonstrated that. When everyone at Ferrari works together, we win. If I'm Lewis Hamilton or Charles Leclerc, I am getting a first flight to the Ferrari headquarters, wherever in Maranello, and I'm taking a fat dump right on his desk.
Dude, not even that. I'm punching that motherfucker in the throat. Like, when I read that article
It's
today,
just,
I wanted to literally, my skin was crawling when I was reading that, because it's like, dude, like, your team is ass, and it's been bad for a long time because you guys are focusing on all
like,
this other shit.
let's talk about what about this? Okay, we're getting a little bit ahead of ourselves. We're going to talk about it more, but they did well in WEC. They won the championship. They did great. When's the last time they won, Rob?
1972 is the last time that they won a manufacturer's race in the hypercar series at this level.
That is a long time. That is a long time to wait for a championship. And I'm from Boston. I had to wait how long for the Red Sox to win a title? So I don't know what he's smoking. I don't know what he's doing. I don't know why he's still there. But this guy thinks he's the greatest thing ever, and he thinks Lewis Hamilton and Charles Leclerc are ruining the team. And I think they should both find other homes relatively quickly.
Yeah,
that's what I would
because Lewis doesn't
That's
have.
what I would do. Charles Leclerc needs to get out. He's going to ruin his career.
Yeah, Charles Leclerc needs to get out and find somewhere else where he can sit at and become the driver that he is supposed to be.
You're also shitting on, obviously a legend in Lewis Hamilton, who you hired to be an ambassador for your company. Why are you shitting on him? What are you not taking away from the value that he's bringing now as well? He's going to do what he's contractually obligated to. Why would he do more? If you're going to talk about him this way, why is he going to do more? Because that was one of the big reasons Lewis came to Ferrari, was to be this ambassador, and Mercedes didn't want to give that to him right then. I don't know. It does not sit well. I think it's poor business. I think it's really bad PR. I think it's really bad marketing. I think it's really bad everything.
Yeah. No, I 100% agree. And that, and it was one of those things too. Like, I had way too high hopes, probably about 10 races ago. I had somewhat of high hopes that the season was going to end okay for both of the drivers. The teams were going to start coming together a little bit more. And then you have this asshole coming out and talking shit like this. Like, that's not doing anybody any good.
The only reason you're in second place is because Kimi Antonelli couldn't finish a race for about a span of 6 or 7 races. And you have Max Verstappen, who is Red Bull. His teammates don't score points. You're beating a two-legged dog, and I don't even know what to call Mercedes, but you're beating 2 handicapped teams. Why? What ground do you have to stand on? It doesn't.
And now you're not. And now you're not. You are now 4th.
You shouldn't be. I am actively a Ferrari fan, and I'll always support Lewis and Charles, but I'm gonna have a pretty hard time supporting Ferrari as a team. Quite honestly.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And another team that we have a very, very big problem with, we'll transfer over to McLaren now.
No, never.
Oscar's penalty, the immense harshness that came from that 10 seconds for something that, when you look back at it, I think there was another person involved in that should have gotten slapped on the wrist the same, if not more.
Honestly, myself, it's like, I have watched that move get made many times by a certain man who's won 4 championships. And he never gets a penalty. And you know what? This is the difference, okay? I'm mad at the FIA for giving out a stupid penalty, but I'm more mad at McLaren as a team, the team management, Andrea Stella and Zach Brown, not standing in their driver's corner. I understand we have a title fight going on between, your golden child and Lando. And you know what? None of this is Lando's fault. Lando has stepped up. He has hiked his pants up and done what he needs to do, and I'm proud of him. I'm very happy with him. But the issue is, can you imagine this? This happens to Max. How fast is Christian Horner from last year flying down to the steward's office, throwing shit with and sending emails? How fast is Toto Wolff? How fast is Toto Wolff sending an email? Michael, did you read it? How fast does that happen? It's happening right then.
Fred Vasseur, maybe not.
And you know what? No, I mean, look, even he might. I would even expect him to drag his lip up there, but
Jesus Christ. Oh man,
I can say that because I don't like them anymore.
Literally,
I can guarantee. You know, I was so disappointed because to me, it's like I see that happen. Okay, my driver either has to make. We have to make a decision as a team. Pit stop, give up 10 seconds, or drive to the end, fight this friggin' thing. Pit stop, drive to the end, fight this thing, and maybe it doesn't get overturned, but it's the principle. It's the perception. You're going to end up in the same position you did anyway. So what does it matter? I really wanted, I remember I texted you when it happened. I said, Mark Webber should march down there right now because I assume he's at the race. Maybe he wasn't. But I'm saying, fuck McLaren. I'm marching down there and I'm fighting for my driver. I'm telling them that this is a bullshit call because it was stupid. It was so stupid. He went for a move. He was alongside. He only jacked on the brakes and fell back from where you have to be according to the FIA guidelines. They're not even rules or regulations. They're guidelines that we don't pay people to read. He jacked on the brakes because Kimi was turning in on him, and he locks up. So they're like, "Oh, smoky tire. It's your fault. You get 10 seconds. Here you go." Meanwhile, you could have fit a fourth car in there.
You could have. The gap that was between Kimi and Leclerc before he hit Leclerc was a full car length. And then my thoughts are, you move forward.
It's a racing incident.
Yeah, and my thoughts are, you move forward, you smack Kimi with a 5-second. Guess who takes second? Max.
Yeah, if you had, it's like if you had to give one to anybody.
And honestly, like
if you had to give
no,
it's crazy.
They didn't need to. If anything, like you said, it was a racing incident. Even in the beginning, like, because again, you know how I feel with McLaren. I don't care about either of them. The more I watched it, the more I listened to the commentary, the more when they kind of picked it apart at the end, I was like, damn, that was not Oscar's fault. Plain and simple. And even Leclerc's interview, that was wild. Leclerc's interview when he was like, no, I don't think that was all Oscar's fault. If his at all, I think someone else should have been in there, but that's not my part to say it. My day's done. It sucks. But like, he even said that wasn't Oscar's fault.
Yeah. The guy it hurt most. He said it was maybe an optimistic move. I don't even think it was optimistic. I think he just jacked on the brakes because Kimi was coming in. And Kimi didn't do anything wrong necessarily. It's racing. It was just bad circumstances, and Charles Leclerc is the unluckiest boy. Like, but that was, it really killed. If that penalty doesn't happen, where's Oscar finish? You know, he's 10 seconds up the road from where he was. He's probably second place. You don't take the wind out of his sails. You know, we probably have a Max versus Oscar at the minimum, or you have a 3-way battle for first place, quite honestly, because he would have been right up there with Oscar or with Lando. Every time this kid starts to get momentum, something happens.
Yeah.
He finally started to get momentum in this. You know, he's going to make a big move. Just frigged.
Yeah, and you can hear in his voice too. Like, just he's so distraught and defeated.
I was really surprised that he didn't come over the radio like a blazing. Because like I said, if that's Max, this is a totally different story. George Russell's probably 17 rows in the crowd, and he's screaming at his engineer. You know, like, we saw what happened the last time he got a penalty he didn't like, and George Russell's always the victim.
Yep.
Meanwhile, minutes before, they were riding on the back of tiny pit cars together, smiling, which I thought was hilarious.
Yeah. And so honestly, like that I mean, Lando, again, we got to give credit where it's due. He did have a great weekend. He did do very well all the way through from beginning to end. The kid was on it. And I love his reactions too.
Oh yeah.
With like he's like, yeah, just don't listen to what the haters are saying. I don't listen to all the negativity. He's like, I don't care. Good for you.
Yep. And he's showing it. He's shown it. This is what he needed. This is what he needed to do. He needed to have this streak. He needed to put everybody, all the noise away, and he has. I think, we've all kind of given him a hard time about not being a killer, not having the fortitude to do it, and he's making the critics eat their words. He's doing what he should, and I congrats to him. He deserves it. He's been killing it. He's been killing it, and it's nice to see. Nice to see we're finally turning. I feel like the title is turning from something that could have been tainted if it finished and he won to something that, okay, he is 100% earning this on his own. He's doing it. He's getting it done. Maybe Oscar's momentum's a little stunted, but that doesn't take away from what Lando's doing right now.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And honestly, like, credit where it's due. I know Kimmy did kind of possibly mess that whole thing up in the beginning, but great race from him as well. We're starting to see a lot coming from him. And it's really cool to see his progression. Especially since testing last year when he in that FP1 when he went off at home, seeing where he's at right
Wrecked
now and
Russell's
what
car.
he's doing. Yeah, seeing what he's doing now. I mean, it's really cool to be able to see him doing well and having fun. The kid looks like he's actually having fun.
It does. And you know what? It's amazing to see him really kind of come into his own. And now we can see this kid is he's going to be a problem.
Yeah.
He's going to be a big problem. If you're 19 throwing a Mercedes up there when it shouldn't be, what the hell are you going to be? He's not going to get slower. Like it's only up from here. He's only going to get more consistent. I saw this really, so there's this funny thing out. So there's this additive in food. It's called titanium dioxide.
Dude,
it's outlawed in a lot of countries. So this is just a few of the countries that's banned in. It's banned in Italy, banned in Monaco, banned in Spain, banned in Austria, Belgium, Hungary, Netherlands. But it is in it's in a lot of our food. It's a cancer, potentially linked to causing cancer. It's legal in Australia, China, Japan, Bahrain, Saudi Arabia, US, of course, Canada, Great Britain, Azerbaijan, Singapore, Mexico, and Brazil. Guess where he's had his best finishes?
Everywhere where it's legal.
All the countries where he can eat it. So all we need to do is sneak him titanium dioxide on his race weekends, and he's just going to be the best driver ever. Because that's what it feels like.
The kid's going to get hit with doping.
Dude, when he's on, this kid is on. And I cannot wait to see the battles he gets into. I can't wait to watch him battle Max. I can't wait to watch him battle Ollie once he gets into not a shitbox. I can't wait to watch him battle Bortoletto once he's not in a shitbox. It's going to be amazing. It's going to be amazing.
Speaking of Bortoletto, that was so hard to see.
How sore do you think he is today? How sore do you think he is?
Bro, I mean, take away the soreness of the body. His heart has to hurt after doing just probably one of the worst home debut races in the history of Formula One. Like the whole weekend, just I would want to forget it as quickly as possible.
Look, when I saw him, they didn't even show the wreck initially from sprint. I'm jumping right over the qualifying stuff because we all know it was terrible.
Yeah.
If I remember the moment the crash happened, and I say the moment the crash happened because I remember it like it was an event. Anybody that watched, they know it was an event. When they don't show a replay of an accident on broadcast right away, there's usually a reason. There was 100% a reason with this one because they didn't know if he was okay. It was, I mean, you're at the end of the straightaway at one of the highest top speed Grand Prix we have, 200, 205 mile an hour. He leaves his DRS open
wide
a little
open.
bit. Tries to cut in, pulls a Jack Doohan, except there's a hell of a lot more walls here.
And there's a lot more water.
Smacks the inside wall at. That is easily one of the heaviest hits I've ever seen. Like, what was it? 34 G's into the inside wall. And 57 on the second impact.
Dude got airborne over the curb to smash into the wall at 57 G's.
Yeah. After hitting the first wall.
How did he dude, imagine he didn't hit the first one and he just goes straight into the second one at that. Dude, I don't think he would have walked away perfectly fine.
He's probably dead.
We're
Oh, he's
looking at
probably
upwards of
dead.
100 G's
I
at
don't know
that point.
how. Yeah, I'm really glad the kid. I'm really, really happy he's okay. Um, it made my stomach turn when I saw it happen. Just one of those moments you're like, whoa, whoa.
And then
But
3
boy,
hours
yeah,
later, he's
that was
sitting in the
heavy,
car. He's sitting
heavy.
in a rebuilt car
Yeah,
3
yeah,
hours later,
yeah.
ready to go out.
I don't know what they. I don't know. I don't know what the safety features are on these F1 cars, but I don't know how they rebuild them either. It's just two amazing things. How do you stop your brain from smashing the inside of your skull at that speed? Like, it must be jelly. It's got to be jelly.
Dude, they said
I
that
don't understand how he got out of
he
that
was
car. And then,
registered at like 180, 190 miles an hour when he hit that first wall.
dude, I just can't imagine. And then for the team to rebuild, I assume they rebuilt it because I don't think they transport that many chassis with them. To strip that entire chassis of this car, I assume. Maybe they had another one laying around. Either way, to rebuild a car that's not built yet and put him in it so that he can at least sit for qualifying so he can still race in the Grand Prix. These crews are amazing. They are amazing.
And then he goes out on the first lap, and Mr. Lance Stroll pushes him to the outside. He gets a little wet traction and smacks the wall and ends his day before he can even complete a whole lap.
Yeah. Yep. I was really, Yuki Tsunoda took it upon himself to ram into Lance Stroll, and I like to think it was in revenge. But yeah, no, it was really sad.
Yeah.
It was really sad. It brings up a separate issue of like, why is Lance Stroll there? But I don't feel like talking about that today.
No, we've already talked enough negativity. Let's talk some positivity now. We had Ollie, Lawson, and Hajar, our good old underdogs, doing really well again. I know Lawson is kind of one of our hot take little shitheads, but he did well. He did really well for himself. Hajar has been on point, him and his little spitfire attitude. And Ollie just needs to get in a good car and he's gonna win like 4 titles. That kid's gonna be a problem.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Dude, Ollie, first of all, just in Mexico, everybody was like, wow, that's amazing. He dragged a Haas up there. But then to follow it up immediately with another top 5, wow.
Yeah.
Like, kid's amazing. He's just dragging this car that's not that great all over the place. And you can tell it's not that great because Esteban Ocon's down in 15th, 13th. I don't even know. I think it was 13th or 15th.
Somewhere unrecognizable.
But that was awesome. That was so cool.
It was so they had a great
that's
weekend.
One thing. Any of these teams who have a rookie, like these mid-level to lower level teams that have a rookie right now, their senior drivers should be probably pretty worried, I would say.
Oh yeah.
Because they're all performing real well. You got Ollie Behrman ripping that thing around. You got Gabriel Bortoleto, although he had a bad weekend this weekend, has had a tremendous season, making Nico Hulkenberg look like a scrub lately. Making Esteban Ocon, Ollie Behrman making him look like a scrub. You got Lawson and Hajar, sure as hell taking away Yuki's job more than likely.
Yeah.
It's we got quite the class of talent.
Yeah. No, the only ones that doesn't need to worry about it is George, because George is holding his own. He's doing really well as being the lead driver there. He is showing himself as the captain.
Yeah.
He's speaking up more. He's coaching Kimi properly. He's having good results as well. On days where Kimi falters, George is usually top 5 at minimum, if not top 3. Days where Kimi does well, guess where George is? He's right behind him. So he's at least holding his own with it. So as much as the dude annoys us, he's actually been showing himself to be a little bit more mature this year, I feel.
Yeah. Yeah, and again, Brazil gives us a great race. The whole time it was pretty action-packed, I would say. There's action happening all over the place. The broadcast couldn't even cover it all, as they usually don't, but there was a lot going on for once. So, you had the most amazing thing to me, I know we had the whole battle happen on the front, and that was fantastic. You had 2 cars finishing 2/10 off each other, 2 sets of battles finishing right there. It was awesome. But the spectacle to me was P5 all the way back to like P12, finishing within 2 seconds of each other.
It was a train.
It was awesome. So awesome. It was so awesome.
So cool. Like, that was really like that. Honestly, that race as a whole was just a banger. It was a solid chef's kiss race.
Yeah, Interlagos always gives us a great show, and they did it again. They did it again. I loved it.
Always. Honestly, I don't even think for the past probably 5 to 10 years it hasn't been somewhat exciting. Either Lewis having the whole weekend where he starts from the back both races and wins, Max charging
Mm-hmm.
back to from the rear of the field or pit lane this year to be on a podium. Like you just it's always a good time, and it's really
Sebastian Vettel.
yeah.
Oh, it's just been
And then the crowd honestly is always
it's just
such a
been amazing.
great spectacle to see
Um,
too. They're such a good crowd.
oh yeah, yes, absolutely. No, it was fantastic. Great showing this weekend for F1. Thoroughly enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Um, can't wait for Vegas. I'm very excited for Vegas.
Very excited for Vegas. Honestly, at this point, I have no fucking idea of who's gonna do what, who's gonna be on podiums. Like, I don't know anymore. I feel like our predictions are. I mean, Kimmy was nowhere near my top, so like, I have no idea what to
No,
think
no,
anymore with it.
no, we were not
Um,
even close.
no, I mean next week or no, 2 weeks. 2 weeks from now, we got like you said, we've got Vegas. I mean,
Yep.
a lot of people have a good time at that track. There's a lot of drivers that have a really good showing at that track.
Yeah, and it's hard because we have very minimal data to look at. Where like we've had this twice. Mercedes has shown up really well there, and Red Bull Max has shown up really well there.
Leclerc's done well.
And then of course the McLarens are super fast. So yeah, Leclerc's done well. Like they've all done. It's been kind of a mixed bag. I myself, I really see Lando winning again. Honestly, Max right up there with him, and then probably George. I would say rounding out the podium.
Yeah. No, honestly, I think that's solid. Um, I'm gonna switch third and hope that he doesn't get bottled up in something again. And put Leclerc up there for third.
I like it. I want Oscar to be up there. I just don't see it happening. But I want him to be
No.
up there.
I don't see it happening either. I don't think he's gonna he's not gonna have the team behind him, and B, his head's already not in it. I feel like he's just psyched himself out.
Yeah.
3 years in, the pressure's getting to him. He's just not handling it well. And he's also not handling
Yeah.
having a team not
I think
supporting him.
yeah. Yeah, I think that's the biggest issue. I think he'll have they interviewed him and they asked him about it, and he said, "No, nothing's changed with the car. Nothing's wrong with the car. I just haven't had it." Um, but I do think it's an issue with the team more than it is the actual car or any performance that's coming from it.
Yeah,
I don't know. It's an interesting. That's a tough one to unpack. I think he's going to have more chances at this, just not this year.
yeah. No, I think that's right. So we'll see what happens, but let's shift gears a little bit. We're gonna go and recap the WEC race. Great 8 hours, lots of action, lots of drama, lots of history that was
Mhm.
made too. We had first place and second place for the finale was Toyota. It was their first win all 2025, and it was their first win since Bahrain last year. So they have a really good
Oh,
track record at at this track. The really
sure do.
cool thing is they came in second place for the constructors by winning one race this whole year. So that's actually, in my opinion, like that's pretty wild. That's an
Yeah,
insane stat.
consistency pays off. It sounds like.
Yeah, yeah. But the true winners, we at least get to say it for one series, was Ferrari.
Yeah.
We
Yep.
had a first, second, and third for Ferrari in the drivers' championship, and a first
Which is
time,
insane.
like we said earlier, since 1972 that they won the constructors championship. And not only did they win the constructors championship, they got all three, and then the fourth drivers championship, I believe the fourth car was in fourth place or fifth place, but 1, 2, and 3, Kubica came in second, and he split
That's
the red
crazy.
Ferraris, threw that yellow one right in the middle. They had a great race. um yeah, it was pretty cool to see that, especially when it's the same team that won the 24-hour Le Mans too. That's a big season for that one
Yeah.
squad to take
Oh,
first in
yeah.
drivers,
That
first constructors,
yeah,
and Le Mans.
yeah. That 499p is a monster of a vehicle. It is absolutely just hauling right now. No, it was great to see. Nice to see Ferrari winning something for once. Oh, it was awesome. It was another one of those races. Like endurance will surprise me every now and again of not being background noise and have an exciting entirely 8 hours.
Yeah.
Just another one of those things. It was
There was
awesome.
oh,
Action all over the place.
yeah, and Bahrain is just a great track too. There's so many spots on the track to be
Yeah.
able to pass, especially when you don't have DRS like Formula 1 has. You just have straight balls to the walls cars that are relying on
Which
pure
we saw a
speed.
lot of.
Yeah, pure speed where they're relying on just great moves, really good racecraft, and you're dealing
Sometimes
with
great moves are bumping each other.
yeah, and you're dealing with 50 cars, 40 to 50 cars on the track at once. And a lot of them are a
Yeah, it's
whole
awesome.
hell of a lot slower than you are, and you have to be able to navigate that. Use it to your advantage. The strategies, the tire, the energy, like the strategy that comes from behind the pit wall in these races just completely trumps and pisses on what Formula One strategy is now. Formula One's one stop pit stops, except for
Oh yeah.
yesterday, where you have maybe 2 or 3 just
Mm-hmm.
because it's random. You got 8 hours and you have to make sure that you're planning your pits and you're planning your energy intake and you're planning your tire deg and everything that falls into place. Because 1 minute you're 4 hours in and you're in the lead. The next minute you're back in 7th place at the end of that race. It's insane.
Oh yeah. Yeah. No, it was a spectacle. And one of the things I always enjoy about WEC or IMSA is the GT racing. GT racing to me is one of the most exciting things on the planet. Anything that's full body racing with cars that don't fall apart like paper mache, I love.
Yeah,
Seeing these guys get in there and just rough each other up, throw these ballsy passes, flashing the high beams like they're having a friggin' seizure, just going absolutely bonkers. It's so much fun to watch.
it is.
And you had some serious, like we all know, we've all seen the serious battles that Vet and Beamer had, and we got to revisit that again, which is always fun.
Yeah.
God, it was so cool to watch. It's just so cool to watch.
Yeah, and honestly, like one of my favorite teams that are coming up right now is at the Aston Martin hypercar team with the Valkyrie. And we had said it in a previous episode, but like watching them progress all season long, and they were actually running, I believe, in the top 5, if not top 3. But unfortunately, our good friends at the FI fucking A decided to smack them with a bullshit
God
penalty,
damn it.
and they ended up finishing 7th. Which again, they had a great race the whole time. They were doing really well, and unfortunately, you got some other variables that are against you. So they finished 7th. Cadillac just didn't
Yeah,
have it.
some
Just didn't have it.
more unpaid variables.
Yeah, more unpaid variables, which has to be something that's got to be looked at under a microscope. Um,
It needs to be addressed. It's such a mess. It's such a mess.
yeah, and because you see over here in IMSA, and we're like, screw it, we'll get into it. IMSA, Rolex 24-hour race. You have Tommy Milner in the Corvette fighting for position. You have a BMW that is 3 laps down, being driven by Augusto Farfus, and he is blocking Tommy Milner to be able to let his sister car, who is now fighting Tommy Milner for the position in the BMW behind him, to try and get by. Well, that's where the good old fashioned Tommy Milner salute with the finger out the window to Farfus while he's going into the pit lanes finally at 160 miles an hour down the straightaway. That's where we got that from at the beginning of the year. Fast forward, Bahrain 8-hour just this weekend. Same thing happens again, except it's a different Corvette in a different series. But guess who's the same BMW driver? Augusto Farfus.
Yeah.
Crazy battle between the two. There's some questionable moves being pulled by Farfus in the front. Lo and behold, John Cadella finally gets past, and what's he do? He gives him the good old Tommy Milner salute, middle finger out the window, going 120 miles an hour.
He told me, if I'm the one arguing with the FIA, I did not see a middle finger. I saw him telling he was taking first place, just like the announcer said he was.
Yep.
Which was one of my favorite announcing comments all year. Oh, look at that!
Hands
He's
down.
telling him he's taking P1 from him.
Yeah, hands down. They're trying not
But no,
to laugh too hard.
To me, I know. I mean, like, I think I have a much more adverse opinion to the way Augustus was, or Augusto, whatever frig his name is, Augustus
Augusto.
Gloop was driving. Whatever. Yeah. He's still drowned in the chocolate river.
Oh God.
The way that he was blocking to me was not okay. I think the move that they threw from the Corvette side there was, it was a little hopeful, but the contact was pretty unwarranted. I think the turn in early was unwarranted. The blocking down the straightaway was ridiculous. There's a reason I'm not a professional race car driver, aside from not being fast. I would have shoved the dude right into a wall. That's just me. And I would have been fined and banned and everything else. And he took the high road and just gave him the middle finger out the window.
And what
But
does the FIA do? They still
I don't
fine him. They still fine him for the
fine
middle
him.
finger. Guess
I
what
think,
IMSA didn't
which
do
is
to
crazy.
Tommy Milner?
The same thing. They didn't find, like, this is the thing that bothers me about FIA. I would say almost as much as the unpaid stewards that we need to start paying so that we can have consistency is this. It's one thing if I'm sitting here talking to Rob Lowe from Drive Fast magazine, and he asked me a question, and I outwardly just say, yeah, go, fuck that guy, he's a douche. Okay, yeah, you know what? I'm sitting here in a chair talking to you. I am out here in the press. I shouldn't say that. But when I'm in a race car doing 120 around a corner, and the thing that I think to do is rip open my tiny mail slot size window and throw a middle finger out, something pretty egregious happened. And clearly, there's a level of intensity that's being reached. It's like we heard, I was worried actually during the F1 race even. Who was it? I forget which driver. I think it was Max. Dropped an F-bomb over the team radio, and they didn't catch it in the broadcast. He
Yeah.
straight up said it.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my God, they're going to fine him. They are going to fine him. That shouldn't even be a thought. That shouldn't be a thought. These are athletes who are under intense pressure in crazy situations, and we're censoring them in the middle of the highest adrenaline rushes of their life. This is insanity. Why? What are we doing? What do we do? You don't like it? Don't watch. I'll
Yeah.
tell you. It's crazy.
Yeah. And honestly, with everything, and so the move into the corner where the contact was made, yes, that was a little extra from, like, that was a ballsy move
Mhm.
from Jean Cadella.
Oh yeah.
That was definitely an aggressive and egregious drop in by Farfus to make the contact. Okay. On the straightaway, man, that's normal. That's normal with your endurance racing.
No,
Those
yeah.
blocking like that, this ain't Formula
But
1. You can you can move under braking,
No,
you can
yeah.
block,
It
you
was
can
just
do everything.
it was just so heavily compounded. That was what I don't know. It was just so compounded. Like the turn in, he had no intention of actually making the corner. It was crazy. It was crazy. But that's GT racing, and that's why it's so cool.
Yeah.
That's why it's so cool. We get those
And
moments. And like I said,
it's
that neither one of those things was. I don't think anything was punishable by fine or penalty. But I do think the vet driver had every right to just be pissed
yeah.
and do what he did.
Yeah, I feel like that was the most minimal thing that he could have done. Like you said, like anybody else, that could have been a full retaliation level of smashing him into the wall and getting a fine and getting a penalty, a DNF, really ruining your race. But he decided to just throw him the bird, and they were like, "That's $5,000, please. We're gonna use that to not pay our stewards."
Yeah. It's $5,000 that goes to an undisclosed fund that we don't tell you where it gets spent.
Yeah. Like, it's not going to do anything to help anybody. It's not going to charity. It's going to somebody's pockets because they want to be extra sticklers.
Go home and gonna, yeah. Yeah, it's going to Mohammed bin Salman's pocket. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Either way, no, but overall, racing is always super intense, and I love that.
Yeah.
I do love full body racing. It's so much fun to watch.
No, it was great to watch. I mean, even the last 10 minutes were pretty intense with with some of the positions, people trying to like fight for it. It was great. Even in GT3, you had that fight between Aston and Mercedes for second place. Mercedes ended up coming away with the dub, with the second place. But yeah, no, honestly, great race, great end to the season. Unfortunately, that's what we're going to be saying a lot. We're getting to the
Mhm.
end of the season on everything, so that's womp womp. But we had some fun on
Yeah.
Friday. We went to the F1 arcade,
Yeah,
and
we sure did.
I will say that your boy was second overall all night.
Yep.
And then we go to Spa for the final. I qualify P2, and I get hit not once, not twice,
Oh,
3
somehow, yeah.
times in
Like a
turn
ping pong ball.
1. I get funneled all the
Yep.
way back to 10th, and I finish 5th. But my buddy Dean here had a much better
Yep.
outing.
Oh yeah. I started in fifth. I saw all the chaos. I watched Rob get bounced around like a ping pong ball, and I just kind of hung back and let everything play out. And I just shot right up the inside, and I was off to the races from there. Had a great battle with one of our buddies out there, fighting for P2, and I eventually got him in the bus stop at Spa, which was great feeling. Really fun race. P1 was just too far away, unfortunately, but I inched up one more position from last time. I am gonna get a win. I am gonna win one of these. I'm gonna get in. It's gonna happen.
If I can get through turn 1 without getting punted, I beat Barrett. I beat the dude who got first place in one of the regular races.
Yeah.
I beat him. I
Yeah.
know I can beat
Yep.
him. The one thing,
Yep.
so it's fun. It's a great time. You spend $35 and you get
Oh
to
yeah.
race on an
Absolutely.
F1 arcade for 3 hours. You get all the pizza you can engorge
Mhm.
yourself with, and it's really good pizza, by the way. The only thing that I'm
Oh yeah,
not
it's
a
really good.
fan of is I almost feel like you get penalized for doing well throughout the night because you get all the assholes that don't know what they're doing, that are driving on rookie and casual in the back, that don't know
Yep.
where the brake pedal is. They think it's on the
Yep.
right and not the left, and you get
Turn.
punted.
Yeah. Turn one's
So
mayhem.
it's the only,
Yeah.
because
Turn one is absolute mayhem.
yeah, I mean, I've done online racing. I do it. I mean, I did 2 GT races last night. I do F1 online. I do iRacing. I do the Miata, the MX5 Cup, which is absolutely chaos the whole time. It's literally like just screaming lobbies the whole time.
Mm-hmm.
I still end up on doing well because people aren't assholes, and it's just that's the only downside with it is
Yeah.
you got people who don't know what they're doing.
That is the hardest part, is getting through. Yeah. No, I've almost found the strat. The strat is to hang back in the first corner on the outside and just watch everything happen and then catch the guy in first. That's typically your best bet, and that's usually what they end up doing too. Um,
No,
if I
Barrett
didn't
took
end
right
up,
off.
if I didn't get
Barrett took right
clogged
off.
waiting so long, oh, I know, yeah. Yeah, he had a good move going. But even if I didn't have to wait the 10 seconds for that whole straightaway to clean up, I probably could have been up there with him. Maybe could have been fighting with him. I would have liked to have been. But no, I think we're gonna take the Mario Kart Double Dash approach, and we're gonna get ourselves up there together. Like we said right before the last race, this is for money now.
It doesn't matter
There's
who
no
wins.
rules.
We're both going to enjoy the prize.
And that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna fight. Yeah, we're gonna. Yeah, exactly. So I think the game plan next time is get up front there, whatever it takes, and let's battle it out between the two of us because it'll be a hell of a lot more fun.
Honestly, yeah, like I'm almost to the point where I want to just like kind of sandbag throughout like the qualifying races so I can start in the back. Because what do? I'm starting second. Do I just sit
Mm.
on the grid and let everyone pass me and then go? Like, I feel like that's the move.
I literally in literally, like I said, in turn one, I went from 5th place up to 3rd, back down to 10th because I let everybody pass me, and then shot through and ended up finishing P2.
There's
Like,
no
it
way
was
you were
just
back down to 10th because I
that's the
got punched
strategy.
to 10th.
If you're not, I watched you get punted off the track. You were still in front of me, kind of technically, but it was like, yeah, no,
For those
that's
of
the
you,
strategy. I think that unless you start P1 and you can get in the inside real quick.
yeah, for those of you who don't know Spa, the straightaway literally goes like this, and then you come like that. It's complete 180. So
Yeah,
everybody
you
is
talk about
literally
it's a
blasting
legitimate
down the
hairpin.
inside. It is literally a paper clip. It is a paper clip. It's like this.
Yeah, it's a
And
mess.
you
It's a
drop all the
mess.
way down
It's
pretty
tough.
much to first gear, and you got people who are still in third gear in the apex.
But yeah,
And it's like,
yeah,
so
yeah,
we're gonna keep
yeah. Your
having
best
fun
bet is,
with
like I
that.
said, Yeah. Your best bet is you either got to get inside and be behind the wall or stay outside and let the chaos ensue. That's all you can do.
Yeah.
That's all you can do.
So we're gonna play around this week. We actually do have it scheduled that we're gonna try and get something recorded with on Thursday with some sim racing, but
Yes, sir.
next weekend we don't have an off weekend. We have Sandown, correct? That's the proper name, correct?
Yeah, we do. Sandown. Yeah.
And that is the supercar
Got the
races
V8
down in
supercars
Australia.
back at it. And we have a pretty, the land down under. We have, we got 3 guys fighting for the championship. Should be great. It should be amazing. I can't wait. Every time these guys get on track, we were just talking about GT racing and being too aggressive or not being too aggressive, whatever. This is Demolition Derby with $500,000 cars. And it's just awesome. These guys are amazing. I don't know what these guys like. These guys have fast cars, faster mouths. Like, they're just so much fun to watch. They throw cars that are sedan sized around like they're Miatas, bouncing them off each other. Sandown's a great track. It's very tight when it comes to like dedicated racetracks. There's not a ton of runoff after the grass, so it should be really interesting. Should be really, really interesting. We got who is it? Payne, Morissette, and Mozzie, and who's the other guy we got here who's in contention? We got Feeney. So we got these 3 guys here. These are kind of your main these are kind of your 3 championship guys. They kind of follow a similar system to NASCAR with their point system and playoffs. It's a little bit better. Works out a little bit better than theirs, I think. But we got two rounds left. They have 2 races in Sandown. And it's gonna be a great watch. I know it is.
Yeah. No, but I think that's it for this week.
I think so. I think that is all we have. And as always, please follow us on Insta, TikTok, Facebook, Spotify, YouTube, where you're watching us. Hopefully you're watching us on one of them. And check out our TikTok a little bit. We got some new videos up there recently. We're going to be having some sim racing stuff up there this week. Like Rob said, we're going to be hopping on Thursday. We'll have some clips. I think we're going to do GT racing.
I think
we're
so.
doing this week. Yeah. I'm going to put you in the raw just like I would that dude in Bahrain.
GT's my world.
And as always, it is, but I'm looking to invade your world. This is gonna be fun. I can't wait. Finally, some full fender cars. We can get our shoulders out.
That's what happened to my camera.
Well, come back to me.
Oh well, they've seen enough of me.
But as always, guys, keep the throttle down and the conversation wide open, and we will see you next time.
Later.